aago mẹ́sàn-án ti lù.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport, tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's exactly 1 minute gone past 9 a.m. A very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us in today's edition of the News Punch, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. This is where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman, and here are the stories making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, Adamawa State Government has welcomed the arrest of suspended resident electoral commissioner Hudu Yunusa Ari, describing it as a vital step towards justice. A statement released to newsmen said Governor Ahmadu Fintiri views the arrest as a big relief and proof that the long arm of the law will always catch up with a felon. Signed by the Director General of the Media and Publicity to the Governor, Mr. Solomon Kumangar, the statement said while Udu was at large, he had continued to stoke the embers of discord, misinformation, and half-truths about the real motive for his actions. Still in Nigeria, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has said it was extending its investigation of Indomie noodles to factories and markets following fear of the presence of ethylene oxide, a potential cancer-causing substance in the instant noodles. NAFDAC noted that Indomie's special chicken flavor instant noodles, recalled by Malaysia and Taiwan authorities, is not registered for sale in Nigeria. NAFDAC also said Indomie noodles are on the import prohibition list in Nigeria and not permitted for importation into the country. And on the foreign scene, a woman has testified that the former United States President Donald Trump molested her with what seemed like on an airline flight in the late 1970s, years before writer Ejan Carroll said he sexually assaulted her at a Manhattan department store. Meanwhile, Trump's lawyer said the former president has decided against testifying, answering the biggest outstanding question about the closely watched civil case brought by Carroll for alleged rape and defamation. 81-year-old Jessica Leeds of Asheville, North Carolina, told jurors at the civil trial arising from Carroll's lawsuit that Trump grabbed her chest and ran his hand up her skirt as they sat side by side in first class on a New York City-bound jet. And moving on to the world of sports, Arsenal moved back to top of the Premier League with a 3-1 win over Chelsea on Tuesday night. The Gunners had lost their place at the summit after Manchester City defeated them 4-1 at the Etihad before winning 2-1 at Fulham on Sunday. However, Mikel Arteta's men took control of the game, with Martin Odegaard scoring twice in the first half. Gabriel Jesus then got on the score sheet, slamming the ball home following a mix-up in Chelsea's defense. Noni Madueke pulled one back for the visitors, but it was merely a consolation at the end of the day. Arsenal have now accumulated 78 points after 34 matches, 2 more than City, who have 2 outstanding fixtures to play. And that's all we have for you on this morning's edition of the News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we take a look at the analysis of some of the major stories making the rounds. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the sport spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilorin, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
A very good morning to you once again. You're still tuned in and listening to Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. You're welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show, a production of our News and Current Affairs Department, where we take a look at some of the analysis of major stories making the rounds in the country and sometimes across the globe. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I'm your host this morning, and I have with me Barrister Bashir Oladipo. He's a legal practitioner, a public affairs analyst, and a social commentator. A very good morning, Barrister.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. All right, it's good to have you on the program this morning. All right, very well, thank you. The first story we will be taking a look at is the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. They say it's 200% pay rise demand is not outrageous, adding that the federal government can afford it. NARD National President Emeka Orji said the review of salaries of resident doctors should have taken place in 2014 with rising inflation and attendant economic shocks. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, described the doctors' demands as outrageous. What are your thoughts about this?
When it comes to remuneration, we have to also look at delivery of services. You see, I think the era where government is seen as just a place where you can get money, any amount of money, without actually delivering. You see, it has a lot to do. I've found it a little bit difficult to understand most often the commitment and patriotism of Nigerians, professionals all over, when it comes to issues regarding the existence of Nigeria. While I'm not saying they can't ask for increment, but I think we also need to look at our health sector. How good is our health sector? Me think that what we really need at this stage is to ensure that infrastructures are put in place. Imagine if the resident doctor, the health workers decide to say, we are on strike because government cannot provide this. Go to teaching hospital, go to general hospital, go to most of our health facilities. You cry for this nation. You can't get anything done easily. Sometimes as low as diesel, they will tell you there is no diesel, the fellow is to, and people have been paid. See, we are more of, with due respect to many of us, I think we look at things from personal angle most often than the national angle. For Chris Ngige to say it's atrocious, he himself as a minister, what has been his contribution since he came into government? Let him come out with achievements he has made. You see, all of them, the government, the professionals, I think all of them are on the same page.
How do you mean?
Yeah. What I mean is that the worker, the professionals are only interested in what will be their own pay. The government officials are only interested in what will go into their own pocket. So where are we going then? Some group must be able to fight for the citizens and the importance and the growth of this nation.
All right, but in some quarters, some people would say that the workers fighting for their own rights, their welfare, packages that would ensure that they are of sane mind, they are of sound mind to be able to carry out their activities to the masses. It's something good. It's something that needs to be done. That one way or the other, it will still come down to the masses. If they are treated properly, they would definitely do the same. They would do their work in a happy manner. They would do their work as it should be done if their welfare is good enough. What are your thoughts on that?
My dear sister Bisola, let me tell you one thing. If I'm being paid 1 million naira a day without doing anything, it's a waste of resources. What I'm saying is that go to some of these health institutions. What are the health officers doing? You see them sitting down. Nothing. They're not doing anything. They don't have anything to work with.
So is it their fault that they do not have the
proper
facilities?
It's their fault because they can fight for it. Because the law, the provision, the institution says this thing must be available. So if it's not available, instead, see, they are fighting for their salary.
Haven't they been fighting for better facilities, better instruments?
They have not been fighting for it. Because each time they are fighting, they will only include that as alternative to their salary. You understand? You see, you must be focused. Let's fight the issue of providing the necessary facilities for it. Let everybody. It's like the workers, the lecturers saying they are going on strike because they are not increasing their money. Let's everybody go on strike and say, why must the governor be having severance allowance for just 8 years or 4 years? And then somebody who has worked for 35 years will be earning maybe a very minute amount of what the governor is earning. In spite of the fact that when he was the governor, everything about him is being catered for by government. So what else? And after that, he will still be receiving his salary. You understand? And yet they will give you a lot of packages here, a house here, house in Abuja. Tell me, is the governor a governor of Abuja? So why building a house for him in Abuja? Why building a house for him in Lagos when he is a governor of Kwara State? You understand my point? So all these things boil down to the same thing. Let the professionals, labor unions fight for institutions. Once all these things are done, you will see all this issue of fighting, requesting for salary increase will come down because the cost of living will come down. You understand my point? If infrastructure, imagine if I go to the hospital, the government is providing adequate health facility, they are providing adequate educational facility, they are providing. You see, the cost of all these things will go down. The bulk of the cost of any labor, any worker in this country goes into health, education, and maintenance of vehicle. Why? Because all this infrastructure, the infrastructures are not okay. You understand? If public school is okay, any private school will have to bring the cost of this thing a little bit down. So the cost will be minimal. So that's my own point.
All right. Now, still talking about institutions, infrastructures, and all that. The treatment of doctors and healthcare practitioners and unfavorable working conditions has contributed to the mass exodus of our healthcare professionals leaving the country for better opportunities. We keep saying that they should ask for it. Shouldn't the government be doing its best to ensure that they retain our talents in the country, even without us asking?
Bisola, is it only doctors that are moving out of the country? It is not only doctors.
But something that is common amongst everyone leaving the country, the healthcare professionals, the financial officers, and everyone, is they're seeking for better opportunities out there.
Everybody is seeking for better opportunities out there. Have you forgotten that we have Indian expatriates coming to Nigeria when Nigerian economy was good? Have you forgotten that we have Pakistanians coming to Nigeria, Britons coming to Nigeria, Americans coming to Nigeria, Germans coming to Nigeria, Italians coming to Nigeria?
And so why can't we still have that?
It's because of the infrastructure. Simple thing. Put up the good infrastructure for this nation and you will see everything working perfectly. And then removing corruption. Everybody is corrupt. That is the truth. You understand? You go to the hospital.
We can't say everybody is corrupt.
Everybody. You see, everybody is corrupt.
corrupt?
I'm not corrupt, but then why I'm saying
So
everybody
we
is
can't say everybody.
Yes, when I'm saying everybody is corrupt, I'm talking about that the majority of us are corrupt.
So we can't
You
say
understand?
everybody.
That's what I mean. When you say everybody, we are saying majority are corrupt. You see, once all these things are able to be, once we're able to put all these things in place, you will see everything working fine. It's not only go to the embassy, go to anywhere, you will see the number of Nigerians going out. What about people going outside for education? If you know the number of Nigerians going out because of education, you'll be amazed. How many doctors are going? And a lot of these people are also going to do either being a medical doctor, doing some of this professional work, courses too. You understand my point? A lot of people are going out. It's not about doctors alone. It's not about health officers alone. It's about the nation.
All right.
And we need, you see, the only people during the Babangida era, when Kokori and the other people, when they went on strike and they stopped all, are they fighting for themselves? No. They were fighting for the nation. You understand? During the Akabashon era, are they fighting for for themselves? No. The issue is about this government is doing this thing and the government must stop it. That is my own point. But you see most professional organizations, even the NLC now, if they are going on strike, it's either they are saying, give us this amount of money, give us this. And in those days, you see the labor union, the professional group coming out with alternatives. These people are not coming out with any alternatives. They only tell you, no, increase our money. And they are earning 20,000, 1 million naira in America. Did you school in America? Did you pay the same amount they paid in America to earn your certificate? You schooled here and you pay the same amount here. Why didn't you go to America and say, okay, they are paying $20,000, 20,000 euro, 20,000 pounds to hand medical courses. Then you move there and go and do your courses there. You see, we need to really, really make Nigeria a place to stay. You see, we need it. Every one of us, we need to play our role. And the only way we can play our role is not about saying, it's me. The governor is me. The president is me. Everybody. You understand my point? So the only people, the conscience of the nation in those days were the student union, the labor unions, the professional unions. Those are the conscience of the nation. Those are the people who fight, the activists. Where are they again? Everybody is fighting for his pocket. So me think that the best thing, all these doctors, they have been fighting for increment. Government have been answering them small. There is no time they ask for increment that they won't get something, no matter how small. And they have been doing this thing virtually every year, every time. You get my point? So my point is, let us sit down as professionals, as groups, and say, where can we come in? How can we make these our corrupt leaders? How can we bring them down? How can we make them realize that no, we have to build this nation? And the only way is stop work and say, this is our aim. This is what we demand from you. Imagine if all the labor unions decide to say we are not going to work again. The only reason we'll go to work is the governor should not hand, with his package and everything, should not hand more than double what the most senior civil servant is handing. Or more than 3 times, or all these things. Give their conditions. The president should not hand more than whatever, maybe 2 times or three times, including his allowance for all these things. When it comes to other they use something to gauge it so that they will know. Don't make this thing too attractive. A governor is somebody who become a governor, who become a political or an office holder. Within 4 years, he comes out, is a multi-millionaire. Where is he getting the money? And you can say that he is not doing anything. Even he's not contributing to the development of the state or wherever he is. The only thing you will see with him is that he has accumulated wealth, and people are suffering.
All right, Barrister Oladiko, on a final note, let's quickly wrap up this particular topic for the day. Recently a bill was proposed in the House of Representatives to mandate medical and dental practitioners to practice for at least 5 years in Nigeria before being granted full license. What do you make of this bill, and is that what our lawmakers should be doing to prevent brain drain in the country?
Thank you. You see, everything that can make our professionals more expertise, to give them more expertise is important. In the legal profession, before now, you cannot be appointed into any position unless you have practiced for minimum of 5 years. I think it was during the era
Nigeria.
of it was during the era of Babangida that most of these things were cancelled. You understand? And those things are detrimental. All those policies are becoming detrimental to the growth of the nation. So for me, you understand? For me, I think it's reasonable.
It's a welcome policy.
Yeah, it's a welcome development, because for me it means that for anybody to be a doctor in Nigeria, he must have had some minimum number of years of experience. Maybe 5 years, maybe too much, maybe 3 years, but at least allow something, because people who are going out of the country is not the new doctors. So it's not about whether you are using it to reduce the number of doctors going out. Most of the doctors that are going out of the country are not new graduates. They're experienced one who have been in the nation, who have been doing some of this work. If my record is correct, that is my feeling about it, because no country will want to take a greenhorn and say, come and work for us. So they will prefer somebody who has the experience to come and work for them. You understand my point? But then, if you have that 3 years, one, we have a lot of people to work, a lot of doctors to work in our hospital. 3, the issue of moving from one place to another, is going to reduce, because by the time you spend 3, 4, 5 years, you must have had a lot of experience that will, give you the room to be able to go into things. I think, I don't see, for me, I think it's a good development. Maybe the number of years may now be reduced, considering the fact that they have used so many years in study.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Oladipo. You can send us your contributions, your reactions via text or WhatsApp 091 3655 6864 091 3655 6864, or you can call us on 080 887 887 080 887 887 or 091 3655 6952. However, information reaching us right now is that along Yidi Road there is some sort of traffic on the road. So in case you're trying to ply this route, kindly find another alternative route so you don't get to where you're going late this morning. It's actually caused by the log of water opposite in front of the Eid here in New Yidi Road. So in case you're along Irewolide or New Yidi Road, please ensure that you find an alternative route so you can get to where you're going in good time. All right, keep the messages coming in 091 3655 6952. You can call us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, mother.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Davis calling from Chow.
All right, Mr. Davis, it's good to have you on the program. Please go ahead.
Yes, I think Barrister has hit the nail on the head. You see, on the issue of doctors asking for 200%, it is not outrageous.
Okay.
But it is satanic. Because how can you ask for 200% when others are not even earning 30,000? How many doctors are earning 60,000 in Nigeria? There are two doctors that earn less than 100,000 in Nigeria. They are not asking for 200,000. Is that not callousness? You see, Nigeria, the purpose, I think some people, the purpose of working is not because of that job, it's because of the money they are handling from that job. And that is why we're having a problem. Then on the issue of corruption, my barrister said everybody is corrupt. You said no. You are not corrupt because you don't have access to where you can practice corruption. That is just the bitter truth. And an average Nigerian is a potential corrupt-minded person until it has that, he or she has that access to do that and just the people to do that. Then on the issue of people going out, it is not only medical doctors that are going out. Even other professionals are going out. But the 5 years is okay. Because the government has spent so much money to subsidize the education in Nigeria here. Then when they finish, they now go out to go and amass weight and come and terrorize us here. How many doctors that are working in the hospital that don't have their own private hospital or that are not practicing outside the government hospital? God bless Diamond FM.
All right, thank you. Thank you for sharing your opinion on this particular matter. Keep the messages coming in and the calls as well. 080-00-887-887 or 091-3655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Yemi Asajo. I'm calling from Ilorin.
All right, good morning, Yemi. It's good to have you.
Yeah, strike in Nigeria is becoming useless and meaningless. And that is why government see those going on strike as jesters. In most cases, it is like the last kick of a dying horse. Now, if you look at the motives behind some of these strikes, you will notice that they are about self, and self. Strikes are all about salary increase or workers' welfare, but not about productivity. Now, if you go to some of these ministries, the level of redundant there is alarming. And these are the workers that will go out and be asking for salary increase. If you quantify what some of them do, at the end of the month, it does not worth 2,000 naira. In a ministry where you have 15 drivers with 2 vehicles, what will you say about that? So, and like the last speaker said, some of these doctors have their own private clinic outside. And that is why if you go to some of these government hospitals, you will weep. Poor attendance. In fact, if you see the way some of these medical personnel treat patients, you will shake your head. All because they are asking for salary increase. And I'm not saying it is not good, but when we are asking for salary increase, we must also be talking about productivity.
All right.
Thank you and have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much. You can watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin, and also drop your reactions and comments via that platform as well. 091-3655-6864. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
I'm Bamidi Lady. I'm speaking from Ofa.
All right. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yes, you're getting. That is why lawyers don't agree to be only educated but learned. He's hitting the nail on his head. If you look at those professionals who will be talking of strike, including Nigeria Labour Congress, they fight for themselves. Nigeria Labour Congress fight for only federal civil servants. If not, how can 30,000 minimum wage not be implemented by many states today and nothing, sir? That's number one. Number two, even his own profession, MBA, when this Naira, I've forgotten the language government used for it, Naira swap or whatever, when it happens, Supreme Court ordered that 200, 500 and 1,000 old notes should continue to be sent. President, who is always very quiet, came out on radio to say that only 200 naira is accepted, which means he's nullifying Supreme Court judgment. MPAC today remains quiet. We have an Attorney General who is in there. During the Yaradua time, Ondraka, who was then Attorney General, was punished for playing some role. See, today, no punishment for Attorney General of the Federation. So now Nigeria is now everybody for himself, God to all of us. And that is not good for every one of us.
Right.
What we should fight now, corruption and inflation. And let me tell you, the main problem we have is this system of government. Nigeria cannot afford it. Unless we change it, I pray the country will not collapse.
So what system of government would you rather suggest? Oh, all right, we lost that call, but I would have loved to hear from him. What system of government does he think is better? Since democracy to him is not what we should be practicing at this point in time.
No, he's not saying democracy. He says system of
government. All right.
Because the democracy in Britain they are practicing democracy. In France they are practicing democracy. In Germany they are practicing democracy. America, but the system of government in each of these areas is different.
It's different.
And I think we have had a program on this platform, radio station on issues like this. You see, the system of government in every nation should portray the antecedent and the historical background of that nation. If not so, you see, there will be a lot of problems. You get it? America is not a standard by this. The American system of government is not a standard by which every nation should be. Every nation will be judged. No. We have a historical system. In our area here, we have what we have a traditional system. Try and incorporate it into whatever democracy, and things will work better.
All right.
The best time Nigeria has ever had progress in this nation was the First Republic. And why? Because the system of government is having a lot to do with our background. We are practicing the prime minister system of government, but it's democracy. So we can do the same.
All right. Thank you, Bisola. We need to go on a short time out. When we return, we'll be taking more of your reactions, and then we'll also move on to the other stories that we have for the day. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
Thank you.
ara ríro kò sí mọ́ àwọn ká ti sá lọ àrùnmọ́lẹ́gùn ẹ̀yìn dídùn làkúrẹ́ ìgbé wọ́n ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí kára o lè pé bàmù rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
kókó lára ọ̀tá le gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde kára o lè pè ń bà àtòrà wọ̀ àtòrà pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa kegun tó kegun náà kára o yá gágá ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́ tẹ̀ bá ti fi kára o lè pè ń bà rà lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀ òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá fi kára o lè pè ń bà wọ̀ káì ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala action ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀lẹ́gun làkúègbé ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn kára o lè pè ń bà lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn agbára pọ̀ kára ó lè pè ń bá. Tuyi Pharmaceutical Industries Limited àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é kára ó lè pè ń bá. ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n kára ó lè pè ń bá. ó kì í síbẹ̀.
kára ó lè pè ń bá mú rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
The federal government, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, announces the availability of COVID-19 and childhood vaccines nationwide. With the disturbing increase in reported cases of COVID-19 infections across Nigeria, protect yourself and loved ones from the harmful virus by getting vaccinated. Visit the nearest public or private health facility and mass vaccination sites today to receive the first, second, or booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines. COVID-19 vaccines are given to persons 18 years and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, while childhood vaccines are given to children from birth to 5 years for protection against polio, hepatitis, yellow fever, measles, meningitis, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. All vaccines are free, safe, and effective. For inquiries, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700 220 1122.
This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Development Agency in collaboration with the Nigeria Red Cross Society with support from the Africa CDC SLL program.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorraine. And this morning, the first story we're talking about is the 200% pay rise demanded by the NARD, Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. They're saying it is not outrageous. However, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has described the demands as outrageous. Let's take your thoughts. What should be done? What is the way forward on this particular issue? We have lots of messages and calls coming in. Let's take one or two, then we move on to the next stories. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost this call. All right, we have a message here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Femi.
All right, Femi, from where?
Well, I don't blame the doctors asking for increment because if you go to the House of Assembly, we have tailors, we have bricklayers who are members of Assembly. And if you see their take home, you will be surprised. At the National Assembly, if you hear what they are taking home, after all this money collected left and right, you'll be surprised. Governors, after leaving their being the governor of a state, you see what they collect. Houses in Lagos, in Abuja, millions of naira. We are cheating ourselves in this country, and it's only God that can save us. We don't value each other at all. Somebody taking 30,000 in a month, and NEPA will take his own. Local government will take his own. How are we going to survive?
All right.
The best is to disorganize everything in this country. Let the senator be on free service to the nations. We are deceiving ourselves. I don't buy the ideas of those who have been talking.
All right.
People are taking millions, billions, stealing. They are giving somebody 30,000. God never sleeps, and He will reward us according to our deeds.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for that contribution. But please, when you call in, kindly turn down the volume of your radio or turn it off completely so we can enjoy the conversation as well. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Isa from Illinois.
All right, Mr. Isa, please go ahead.
These are the things that I've always been saying, that there is a level of patriotism that is needed in this country. You remember this issue was discussed yesterday, and I hope that your guest yesterday must have been listening to people's contribution now. How can somebody, you are asking for 200%? Let me also say this. I had the last person. We must not compare politicians with civil servants. Because whatever is operating is the constitution. It's not our constitution. If that has to be considered, then we need to review our constitution. It's not that anybody just wake up and say, we must be giving this one to politicians. Well, it's the constitution. It's, that was why we had that ASU strike so long. Because they were comparing the politicians' money with their own money. It's not comparable. Anybody, you can decide where you are and go and join politics.
All right.
That is the area. You can resign. If you want to collect the money they are collecting, resign. Then you go and join them. It is not to come and trouble the government or come and trouble the nation, because this is what politicians are using. We must not compare it.
All right.
If we want peace, it's a constitution that needed amendment.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Isa. Let's see. We have a couple of messages here. This one says, good morning. I think what the doctors should be asking for is equipment for the effectiveness of their jobs. The deplorable condition of government hospitals should be the concern of the doctors. This is Abodunde Felicia from Ilorin. And good morning to you and the guests. Oh, this is a very long message. We all listen to Dr. Ngige. It's not only 200% salary increment, he said, is absurd. Why will the resident doctors be threatening to go on strike if a rep member didn't withdraw a bill? My brother is now in UK as a lawyer. No lawyer can receive money directly except through insurance, where UK government would have received their taxes. But that's not the same here in Nigeria. We should leave emotions alone and face reality. Ngige reflected on the amount of money spent to become doctors, to be so cheap in Nigeria but so expensive in the UK, when the UK is with laws avoiding their nationals to travel out, but our own will run away in the name of searching for greener pastures. We can call Ngige the worst minister, but to me is a blunt man. May God assist Nigeria. That's from Abdul Wahid Olukoba. One last message on this particular issue. Good morning, presenter and the analyst. On the issue of the labor union, I give kudos to your guest. Either we like it or not, he said the truth. I usually said it that the love of our country is not there anymore. Nigeria is presently not conducive for the poor masses. We should all fight for the betterment of our nation, not only increment in salaries. Everyone is corrupt, but no justice, no peace. Engineer Abdul Yasser Al-Lubarika from Ofagaraj. I still disagree with that statement that not everyone, you can say a lot of people are, but not everyone is corrupt. All right, let's quickly move on to The second story, the special advisor to the president on media.
The beauty of English is that it's subject to different interpretation.
Exactly, but of course, the person who is listening on the other end is like, but I'm not corrupt, so why are you saying everyone? All right, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, has said it is not the responsibility of government to create jobs for its citizens. Adesina noted that all the government does is to create an enabling environment for job creation while the private sector creates jobs. First, let me ask you, what do you make of Adesina's comments? And then, looking at this administration, more Nigerians are falling into poverty under the Buhari administration with unemployment reaching high numbers. What is your assessment of this government in terms of providing enabling environment that Adesina speaks so highly of?
I think Mr. Femi Adesina will be in a better position to tell Nigerians what are the things that the government has put into place to create, employment. But be that as it may be, I always see that the government too have put certain things.
All right.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and I'll give you
some of those things exactly.
When you go into the Bank of Industry, you see that they have created opportunity for Nigerians to access industrial loans.
All right.
And a lot of companies have been able to achieve that. If you go to the Bank of Agric, they're doing the similar things. Do you understand? The law too has been done in such a way that it creates or created opportunities. Let's go into the electricity system.
Okay.
You understand? By law, a community of certain number can generate certain power within their community and give power to that community.
All right.
The same thing on the issue of water. So when you look at all these things have been put into place.
Okay.
But unfortunately, government has not been able to come out and let people know some of these opportunities so that investors can come in. Two, on the other side, why government the thing seems a failure is that some of the conditions put in to assess some of these opportunities are such that it will be difficult for an average Nigerian to access. You understand? For example, somebody who wants to take a loan to start a business, and they will now say, go and bring your 6 months past bank statement, knowing fully well that in Nigeria there are a lot of businesses that don't even run in the banks. You understand? And people can have a lot of opinions, a lot of ideas in order for them to work. I think it would do well to provide, look at proposals and analyze some of that proposal and see, okay, these are shortcomings of this proposal, these are the areas that government needs. So you can create some agency and those agencies can come in. And I know government has some of those agencies, but unfortunately some of those agencies don't even know their role or where they come in. Or another major challenge in the country is that you see each agency working on their own, like individual, and that is why you see a lot of failures in this administration. It's not that the administration is not good. It's not as if they don't have enough policy. It's not as if they are not putting in enough this thing. But the problem of this administration is that there is no coordination, and because of that lack of coordination, a lot of things are going haywire, and there is no result.
All right. So, do you also agree with the statement by Adesina that it is not the duty of the government to create jobs?
Of course, anywhere in the world, government don't provide service because tell me how many people are government going to employ into civil service? Anywhere in the world, you see, this is a common statement and thing that is obvious. You understand? But government needs to put in a lot of infrastructures, enabling environment to allow the businesses to grow.
So how well has this government been able to
that's
create
what
that
I've been able to explain to you earlier. I said that they have policies, they have laws, they have done everything, but the problem is implementation and coordination, because they cannot implement, coordinate and review. You see, in anything you are doing, when you ask somebody to do work, I think the learned minister for works, Fashola, gave a very clear definition of the problem of this administration.
All right.
When he was comparing the president, present president and the incoming president, he said the present president is a coach that once he brings in his team, he just put them on the field and he sit down watching them. He doesn't participate he just watch you. How you play is your problem, because he believes you are okay. That's why he has put you there.
All right.
But unlike the incoming president, or the president-elect, he said he's a person that will not allow you to just stay. In fact, he said he's coming into your night sleep, because he will be following you, and that is what we call good management. You have to review. When you give somebody to do, you have to go back, review his activities, supervise him and ensure that he does what he's supposed to do.
All right.
And that is the problem with this administration. You put people in place, you put policy in place, no follow-up.
All right. Now, this administration is winding down, and I like the fact that you mentioned the incoming government.
Yeah.
What are your expectations from this incoming government? Let's just take that in like a minute so that we can.
I think my expectation is exactly what I've said about the failure of this new government. Is that the incoming government should be more responsive, more responsible, and ready to follow up with anybody being put into. And there must be a lot of discipline, more discipline. You see, we don't have discipline in Nigeria civil service and Nigeria political system. No discipline at all.
Right.
So incoming government should be able to bring some measure of discipline to our civil service. The civil service in Nigeria is collapsed. So you need a lot of discipline to raise it up. So the incoming government has a lot to do.
Okay.
Building on the achievement of the outgoing government, understand. Because most of the policies, most of the things that can make Nigeria to grow, I can assure you, some of these things are available in this government. But the problem is implementation, coordination, and supervision. So if the incoming government can build on that, coordinating properly, supervising properly, ensuring discipline, and then improving the gray areas of some of these structures.
All right.
I think we are good to go.
Okay. Let's quickly take some of the contributions via Facebook and YouTube as well. You can drop your comments, your reactions at Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Meloria. Send us messages via text or WhatsApp 091 3655 6864, or you can call us in 08 000 887 887 091 3655 6952. I have this message here. It says strike is not necessary if the employer is responsive to the welfare of the employees. Primary purpose of the government is championing welfare of citizens. Government policies have impoverished and subdued citizens. All right, and that's from Kolade from Asadam. That's a very long message, but I just had to take this very short part of it. This one says, good morning from my own side. Until we ask all our top leaders to reduce their salaries. Okay, and that's from Matthew Olaniyi. All right, keep the calls coming in. 09136556952 08 887 887. Next one says, hello, good morning.
Madam, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is calling back from Shao.
Okay, Mr. Davis, please go ahead.
In fact, I've never been Femi Adesina's friend for all this long. But I am his friend since yesterday.
Okay.
It is not the responsibility of the government to provide jobs. But it's the responsibility of the government to provide enabling environment, as the barrister has said. The problem of this administration is not that they don't have policy, but they don't have the right people to drive home the policy. You see, the best economic team we have ever had in this country is Jonathan's economic team. And that team works so perfectly. I think the problem with this administration is that when they put the vice president at the lead of the economic team, the man was not allowed to work according to his own intelligence. Well, only God knows the reason why the president just don't allow that. But for the incoming administration, I think I trust Baba, but we trust God, that God in His majesty will help him to actualize his dream
All right.
for new hope for Nigeria.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you. Okay. Let's quickly take the third story, and then we start taking reactions. It's almost time to wrap up on the program. The third one, Governor Samuel Autumn, on his way out, is proposing a pension bill for former governors and deputies in Benue State. This bill, which is pending before the State House of Assembly, seeks to give ex-governors 4 new cars every 4 years, an equivalent of governor's monthly salary and annual vacation abroad. Titled a bill for a law to make provisions for the maintenance of former governors of the state and their deputies and for other matters connected thereto. The piece of legislation, if passed into law, will no doubt take a huge toll on the finances of the state. Intended to have a retroactive effect, the bill is expected to take effect from 1999 and hence will cover former governors George Akume, Gabriel Suswam, and Samuel Autumn, just as it will for their deputies, the late Ogeri Ajene, Stephen Lawani, and Benson Aponu. First, do you think governors should be receiving pension at all? That's my first question.
You see, sometimes when I hear some of these things, I'll sit down and look at it. I said, where did we get to this? Did we get to this level? Are we saying to have appointed some of these people as our leaders? You understand? Because I can't imagine somebody who actually loves the country. You know, when you are becoming a governor, these are the situations. And then you now got into the position and you are now personalizing the thing. What's the difference between that governor and the doctors who are asking for 200? You see, they are the same.
That's exactly why I wanted us to take because it's related to something we've been talking about all morning.
You see, so and if you see, you know, it was the governor that I used as an example when I was comparing. You understand? You see, my dear sister and listeners, I think some of these governors are not fit to be governors. They are not fit to be leaders. I'm talking moral. I'll go into the legal issue of what you have asked me, but I want to talk moral. You understand? You are appointed to lead your people. You have enjoyed the cooperation of your people. They have been able to take care of your needs, take care of your health, giving you money. In fact, the fact that they are paying you, you understand, they still provide for everything you will need that money for. You understand? Government will feed you, they clothe you, they give you accommodation, they give you transport, and you are still earning money, salary. You understand? That, I think, is enough for somebody. It's just like the president, when he said on his birthday, he said the best gift Nigerians have been able to give to him is the fact that they have appointed him as a president. You see, when I hear this kind of word from a leader, it tends to make you feel that it's so like, this is a leader. This is not a boss. This is not a politician. You get my point? Because when somebody is saying, and he said that, and the only thing I can do for this country is to ensure that I deliver and make Nigeria a better place for everybody. So you see, he is putting himself, he's appreciating the fact that you Nigerians have been able to give him something. I used to tell people that when it comes to gratitude, the first article of faith, the first evidence that will let people know that you have faith in God is that you are a grateful person. If you are not a grateful person, you can't even believe in God. You can't even appreciate whatever anybody has done to you for you. So you can say that morally, by any governor going to the National Assembly, and with due respect for the language I'm going to use, is not good for this kind of program.
Yeah, so let's not use it.
Thank you very much. You understand? And you will see cheaply, I don't want to use the word stupidly, but I will use cheaply. You understand? I won't use the word stupidly, but I will say cheaply. You will see the honorable members also, following the governor. You understand? Like a sheep following each other. You know, a sheep when a sheep is going in front, other sheep will just follow him, not knowing where the man is going.
Yeah.
You understand?
So unfortunately, we need to quickly,
yes. So unfortunately, the honorable members will also say they are going to do this. Now, it's only military governments that will say they are passing a law and taking it back.
So what can the people of Benue State do to prevent such a bill?
The only thing they can do is to go to. I'm coming to that. That's why I'm saying I'm coming to the issue of legality. You see, the only thing they can do is that they can go to court and nullify, even when the law is made, and tell the court that this law is not valid. And the ground is this: the Revenue Mobilization Allocation Committee. They are the one who has the power to determine the remuneration of the president, the vice president, the chief judge, the governor, the deputy governor, the chief judge of the state, and some other officers. So if a House of Assembly is now passing a law to say the governor can hand this amount, then that law will not be able to stand, because the creation of the governor is by the Constitution. And if it's the Constitution, the National Assembly that passed that law and said, and they set up a Revenue Mobilization Commission Act and says they are the one to determine what is the salary structure of these people. Then can the State House of Assembly have the same?
All right, let's quickly take some reactions. We really need to go now. We've run out of time on the program. You can call us in 08 000 887 887 or 0913655 6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ismail Saad.
All right, Ismail, in a few seconds, please.
Here.
All right, go ahead, please.
Actually, I really appreciate your guest. So all the cooperation so far, in fact, I'm really impressed. And this is the challenges Nigeria is having. And particularly on the issue of this governor be getting the pensions after their tenure. I think I personally, as a Nigerian, so I'm not in support of any form or any way or any agenda or any program. So whereby it is being made for governors to be collecting the pension after leaving office. So how many years they serve in Nigeria? And besides, when they are in that position, they are not even serving us, because it's Nigerian that is serving them. The taxpayers' money, they are spending on them, they are here and there on top of their family as well. So to me, there's not any reason. And then for the fact that when we look at the contribution of the founding father of this country, they are not the self-serving leaders. They serve for the interest of the country.
All right. Thank you very much. This one here says government may not provide jobs for everyone. It is the responsibility of government to ensure that no citizen goes to bed with empty stomach. Currently, hunger rules the land. Greed and wickedness rules the hearts of our leaders. This is Kolade from Asadam. All right. Let's see if we can take just one call. We're sneaking one more call before we go. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name? All right. In a few seconds, please.
Yes. On Premier Additional, main enabling environments that this job is security and power. Are those things available? That takes care of that.
All right.
On Governor Okon, in as much as we continue to elect recycled people, we continue to have this type of person. Otom, I know him. He is one of the luckiest Nigerians. I live in Benue. When I was Benue in 1978, he was a motor park boy. Later he became a minister and now governor. And when going at the 24th hour, he's now demanding for whatever a governor will have.
All right.
And that says nothing is as lucrative as government job.
All right.
And that's why I'm speaking. System of government is not the best for Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bamidele. This one says, please, why is okay? I don't understand. This is a very complicated message, but thank you so much. We need to go now. We do not have any more time on the program. Thank you so much, Barrister Bashir Oladipo.
It's my pleasure. But let me just have this. I think the last caller said it is the responsibility of government that no citizen should go to bed
hungry
without food. Is the responsibility of government.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Bashir Oladipo, for coming on the program. To everyone who sent in messages and called in, we really do appreciate you. We will definitely all witness a better Nigeria by the grace of God. But please ensure that you always play your part as a Nigerian as well. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you.
Your one-step dial, Diamond FM, shining supreme.
get wombo, no see say you get belly. You done dey sick for long, doctor say you don't.